Have you ever tried milk pudding? Gluten-free and only requires 4 simple ingredients. Pour in half of the milk, sugar, mix together, add the cornstarch to the rest of the milk. Mix together, cook the milk and sugar mixture on medium-low heat for 3 to 4 minutes. Slowly pour in the cornstarch mixture. Keep mixing until it becomes thick like this. Pour it into a container and let it rest in the fridge for 1 hour. Cut into bite-sized pieces and coat with coconut shreds. Now look at that.
In total, we're gonna need 500 milliliters of milk, but I kind of split it into 2 because first of all, we're gonna use only half of it. And hopefully this will fit in here. And to this one, we're gonna add 50 grams of sugar. So this is supposed to cook for 3 minutes, just until it dissolves completely. And while that's going on, we're gonna grab the other half of the milk and we're gonna add 50 grams of cornstarch, which is quite a lot of cornstarch. This is gonna be thick, that's for sure. But that is the recipe. Something about cornstarch, it scratches my brain in the wrong places. I don't like it. I'm gonna melt this in here. Oh my god, it's like a rock. That does not melt. It's like a solid rock in here. I can't even show you because I can't even move it. So hopefully this goes somewhere. I feel like I'm mixing the world's thickest potion. The blood of my enemies in cement. Straight up concrete. Oh, the milk should be ready soon, and this is not mixed yet. Okay, this step doesn't work perfectly. We'll be fine. So our milk mixture was cooking, and to this we're gonna add the cornstarch mixture. And hopefully this will thicken up. We're gonna put this back on the stove and just cook it a little bit longer. I'm gonna cook this maybe a couple more minutes, and I'll show you when this is more like, you know, the kind of consistency we're looking for. No, because I don't think you guys understand. The consistency is literally perfect. Not a single lump, not grainy at all. Just perfectly shiny and smooth. It's really satisfying. It also makes me feel like I'm cooking PVA glue, which I'm sure this is offensive to some cultures. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pour into this mold, and look at the consistency of this. It is a strange consistency, but I'm here for it. This looks good. I don't know. I want to try it kind of like this, but I'm sure it'll taste completely different. I'm gonna save my opinions for when this fully cools down and we can cut it. 1 hour in the fridge, and then I'll show you the result. Fingers crossed. I need you to see this because I did not use any like oil or non-stick spray on here. And like this just wants to come off. This is like the easiest. Oh my god, this texture is so satisfying. I really want to do this. I'm gonna have to do it. Please don't break. Oh, it literally got the shape of the tin. Like, oh my god, this is so satisfying. Look at this. The recipe asks for 1 cup of coconut, but this seems like a lot because it's mostly for decoration. But sure, let's do a heavy base of coconut, and then I'm gonna fold it over so it doesn't stick, because this is gonna start to like get a little warm. Oh, see, I told you. And now I'm gonna, this side is extra sticky, so do you see how the coconut just sticks to it? It's very satisfying. It really is satisfying. So I'm just gonna make sure I coat every corner before I cut it. Guys, I've never really had anything with this consistency. I am so curious. You have no idea. I just want to eat it so bad. Okay, now with a knife, I'm gonna cut this into cubes. That is so satisfying. I've never had anything with this texture. This might be my favorite thing I've ever made. I'm not even joking. I'm obsessed with the textures of this. Just, it's not sticky. It's literally perfect. Wait, I feel like we should do this even smaller. I feel like this is the kind of thing you want to share with a lot of people, or not. We'll decide once we try it. Oh my god, this is incredible. So this is starting to stick a little bit. We gotta be careful because I do not want this to fall apart. So we kind of cut it this way, and now this is hard now. Let's do this way now. I would say let's do this. Okay. Otherwise it'll be too small. Okay, it's starting to be a little difficult to cut now. Oh my god. This is perfect. I'm gonna grab a square to show you because I can't really move this too much. Oh my god. Look at this. It just jiggles. This is so satisfying. The best part now is we're gonna use a whole lot of coconut and I'm just going to toss it so that it sticks to every corner. Guys, this is officially my favorite recipe I've ever made. I'm not sure if this is like a possibly Mexican dessert, but whoever it is, you deserve every award. This is literally so fun to make. Easy, fun, and it's probably gonna be delicious, to be honest. This is why I love these videos, because otherwise I would have never got to experience this in my life. You know? Now we don't need to fly anywhere. We can just find out about stuff through here, through TikTok. This is great. This is really good. Every single one of them is just perfectly coated. I kind of want to do a pile with them because they look so good. You could do a little bit more coconut even. I feel like this is wasteful, 1 cup. I think you need half a cup, to be honest with you. It's a little wasteful, but it's fine. I could literally do this forever. And you also get so many of them. You literally get a full plate of these. This is what I thought Turkish delight would be like after reading the Narnia books when I was a kid. It also strangely looks like I just walked into Lush. I've always wanted to eat it. Oh my god, when I was a kid I used to be obsessed with this video game called Loco Roco. This is giving me flashbacks to that. This is very Loco Roco coded if you've ever played it. Oh my god, look at this. Are you kidding me? 4 ingredients. The greatest thing I've ever made. Let's give it a try. I thought it was gonna be kind of tough, like jelly-like, because it's so sturdy when you cut into it. It's so easy to cut. This is delicious. It's the perfect amount of sweetness, which is not much. It's so creamy. When you bite into it, it's like a hug from your abuela. And if you don't have an abuela, it's still that. And honestly, the coconut, man, this is so good. This is delicious. This is one of the greatest things I've ever made on my YouTube channel. This is not a 10 out of 10. This is an infinity out of 10. This broke the scale of rating. I want to do one of these with more flavors now. Matcha, pistachio. The world needs to find out about these. Also, the world probably already knows about these, but not me. So, try this. So the first thing we're going to do is fill up our creme brulee donuts, which is just brioche buns. This is a pre-made custard piping bag. Let's do it. So I'm going to pour the custard. I forgot how runny custard is. Oh, it's already coming out through the bottom. Okay, it'll be fine. So I guess we grab this and we twist it. This better be enough for all this. Now I gotta move quick. We're gonna fill each... What happened to the pipe? Why is it coming out through the holes? So we're going to inject this and pipe. Oh, I can feel it. It's like doing a BBL to a brioche bun. You have to make sure you insert it under the muscle. This is what happens when you follow Dr. Miami. Let's do it again. This does work though. You have to make room for yourself in here. Oh, I made too much room for myself. If I squeeze this, it will just come out, but I won't, obviously. Very messy, but if you have experience in BBLs, it might be very easy. Let's go again. Honestly, this really does feel like a BBL. Look at this. Oh my god, you can literally see it expanding. Very satisfying. And then I'm trying to remove the excess, but it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. Who's out? Honestly, it's fine. You basically insert this in, and then you kind of have to go a little bit on this side, in the middle, and this side. And kind of just move around, and then when it pokes out, you know it's done. My custard seems very liquidy, but I think this will make up for a really good donut, so I'm gonna make them vertically while we prepare the caramel part. So for the caramel part, this is kind of the ratio that I'm using. It's almost 2 times sugar, 1 time water, but a little bit less water. Let's do the sugar first, and then we're gonna do the water. And I am not going to stir this because I'm pretty sure that's how you make caramel, especially the crunchy kind. I'm gonna heat this up until it looks toasty and right before it turns into caramel, and it's gonna be crunchy. Hopefully this works. I don't know. Sugar and water. It's simple. And I'm just gonna dip the creme brulee donuts in here. Hopefully they'll be crunchy. Oh my god, if I drop this, I will literally die. Okay, that kind of worked. So here's what we got. It looks good. It looks really good. Wait, does the caramel need to be a little bit darker? Maybe. Okay, just a little bit. The problem with caramel is that it will turn on you and go brown so quick when you're not expecting. Why is it sizzling now? Okay, that's more like it, I think. I'm not sure. Oh my god, it's sticking to everything. It's sticking to the plate. Oh, this is crunchy now. I just know. Okay. This is what you want to look at. You see the color? I think we have enough for plenty of them. Oh, I'm getting way more confident here. Like, it becomes easier and easier. Ooh, the caramel is solidifying. Okay, I gotta move quick. This is so satisfying. I could literally do this all day. Is this what a shift at the Krispy Kreme is like? Because this is what I'm imagining. Those of you who've worked at Krispy Kreme, don't ruin my dreams. I almost want to do a double coating. Oh, these look insane. Oh my god. I have to wait for them to cool down, obviously. I mean, look at this. Look at this shiny on it. 4 ingredients, so hopefully they will crunch up more. This one's crunchy already. I think they're crunchy already, but I'm gonna give it just a little bit longer. Oh, this one's gonna be so crunchy. I already know. This is gonna be the one I wanna eat. Are you kidding me? We made this with 4 ingredients. I can't tell which one is gonna be the crunchiest, but listen to this. This is gonna be mine one. Listen to this. I want to break it so bad. Let's break one of these. They're gonna get crunchy as they sit here. I'm just very impatient. Listen to this. Crunchy, creamy in the middle, and 2 ingredients. Talk about an opener for your inch profile. Oh, this one's gonna be incredible. Listen to this. I'm gonna crunch this one up. Okay, look. Here goes nothing. Oh my god, wow. Even despite the fact that this is a pre-made custard, I honestly would have thought this is like from Krispy Kreme, because the crisp is there. Oh, I can't stop doing this. I could share these with people, but I've ruined it now. When you bite into it, it's really crunchy. And even though we made our own caramel, it's really easy because you literally put the water and the sugar and you just let it be until it looks like caramel. I did not do anything. I did not touch it. I did not move it. And it just works. This is 100% approved. I want to bite into one without breaking it. It does not get better than this. 10 out of 10. So I just finished melting my white chocolate, and by the way, this does not work in the microwave. I burned 2 bars of white chocolate so far. And here we've got this shredded wheat. They're like cereal, but almost like a porridge. I remember eating this when I lived in Portugal when I was little, like almost every morning. This is really strange. I would also eat it like this. Watch this. Crunchy. So I'm gonna add the white chocolate first before this solidifies again. So it's supposed to be 500 grams of white chocolate and 200 grams of the shredded wheat cereal, but I'm doing half of the recipe, but that is the official measurements. Interesting mixture. I have a feeling this is going to solidify soon, so I better move quick. I'm gonna add the matcha already. So this is 1 tablespoon of matcha powder. For the actual measurements, this is supposed to be 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna do this because having a chunk of matcha in your food is not the most pleasant experience. This is a very strange consistency. Why is this not going quick enough? I'm sure if you have good quality matcha, this is fine. This is great value matcha. Which is crazy that it exists, but it does. None of that ceremonial matcha quality. The only ceremony this matcha has been through was the self-checkout at Walmart. And I think that's beautiful. Okay, I can't get all the matcha out. I don't know why. Oh my god, it's going to solidify. I hate using melted chocolate because it smells really nice. I personally love matcha, but I find this stuff with matcha needs a lot of sugar to taste really delicious. So this white chocolate amount kind of makes sense. I mean, I feel like mine doesn't look as good as the TikTok one for some reason. Maybe I'm supposed to use my hands or something. I don't know, maybe. So this is what the mixture is giving. It's pretty simple so far. And now I'm gonna just make tiny little dollops of dough. Oh, this is the worst part. This is not very easy. And you wanna make a tiny little hole in the center for you to put the Nutella after, which I think will be necessary here. The one time I should be using gloves. I don't know what I'm doing. At least I have no rings today. What's up with people making food and keeping their jewelry on and then touching the food? Come on. So I'm trying to make a tiny hole in the center, but honestly, this is not very easy to shape. I'm not sure what this is giving, to be honest with you. Needs a little more dough here, a little more dough here. I don't think this is gonna come together. I might be a hater, but it's giving not coming together, just not sticking together. I don't really understand why. Also, why does it look like I just wiped the Hulk's baby's diaper? That's disgusting. Well, the Shrek cookies. Okay, you know what? This has gotta be it because I don't have space for more. I'm okay with this. So half of the recipe will probably make 8 cookies. No, wait a second. If this does solidify as one single cookie, I will be surprised because this was really easy to make this and I enjoy the process. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge just to speed up the process, maybe like an hour, and then I'll show you what it looks like and if we can decorate this and make this look better. So here we've got our matcha cookies straight out of the fridge and now they kind of look like sturdy. They look like a cookie, you know? So let's see. Man, I'm so scared of doing this. I don't even know which one. This one looks sturdy. Yep, that works. I'm happy with this. Wow, that really works. So I've got some Nutella in a Ziploc bag. That looks like my dog's. We don't want to get there, but I pick this up 3 times a day. I'm just gonna do a little cut in the bottom, not too much because I don't have a lot of Nutella. This is my last one, and we're just going to decorate the cookies. I'm not using a tip because you don't really need one here. Oh my god, that actually looks really good. Something about brown and green together. It's like the nature colors. I like it. Picasso. I might not have enough Nutella for all the cookies, but I'll try. Normally I would be quite heavy with the Nutella, but I'm trying to make it last for 6 cookies. One of my favorite things is that these don't need any baking. Okay, that was a really satisfying one. We're almost there. Could have been more generous with the first 2, but it's fine. I think they look pretty damn incredible. I would normally put this on a fancy plate, a little bit of icing sugar. I really think it would take these to the next level, but let's be honest, it's a 4-ingredient recipe. You're not gonna do all that. Nobody is, so I'm not gonna do it either. But honestly, if you love matcha, it's pretty remarkable that this is possible so quick. Let's give it a try. Oh my god. The flavors are insane. Because the matcha has a bitterness to it, when you pair it with the Nutella and the white chocolate, it seems like it's a lot of sugar. It's not. It's really perfect. I'm usually not a big fan of no-bake recipes because they feel rushed to me. This has an amazing crunchy outside and soft center. It tastes like a baked cookie. It really does. To me, I would not change a single thing about this. Nothing. I can't think of one thing. Do give this a try. And I think once they sit in the fridge longer, they'll be even more crunchy on the outside because they're super chewy in the center. So give this a try. Oh my god. I love matcha. This is supposed to be 2 potatoes. I don't know if this is 2 potatoes. This was like 8 of the small potatoes, but the recipe calls for 2, but that is such an ambiguous amount. Like, what is 2 potatoes? What kind of potatoes? So anyways, I just boiled them, so I'm just gonna I've never used one of these. I think a fork would do the job just fine, but sure. That does not seem like enough potatoes, but you know what? I've already committed now. There are some black things in here which I'm hoping it's not mold, but I did not season this. So to the potato mixture, we're supposed to add 1/4 of a cup of cheese in total. This is roughly that. It's Parmesan and cheddar, which is what they ask for. I'm gonna just shred cheddar a little bit. I feel like there were probably better cheeses to add in here, but sure. And last but not least, this is 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. So this is, I guess, what's gonna make this come together. There's no seasoning, no salt, no pepper, because it's truly 4 ingredients. I'm just gonna use my hands here, even though this is very, very hot. Okay, it kind of smells delicious because of the cheddar cheese. That's literally what we smell. It kind of smells like Cheetos. Turns out this might have been the right amount of everything because it is coming together. Okay, that did come together as one singular amount of dough. I could have cooked my potatoes a little bit longer. I feel like there's some chunks in here, which I'm not sure if it's ideal for this recipe, but at this point, it is what it is, you know? I'm not gonna do it again. This is the show. Watch it or don't. The good news is you can make this into like a ball that you can move around. So I'm gonna put this inside a Ziploc bag, and then I think this goes in the freezer or the fridge. I know we have to cool this down. This kind of works. It reminds me of a Spanish tortilla, whatever you call it, tortilla? No, that can't be right. A Spanish potato omelet, because it has chunks of potato and it looks like that, look. It kind of reminds me of that. So this is gonna go in the fridge. Make it perfectly square if you really care. I don't, so. Let's put it in the freezer to speed up the process, and I'll show you when we cut into it. I'm hoping this is gonna work. It's more soft in the center. I'm gonna do slices kind of this way. They're gonna be quite big, but I think it'll be fine. So this will be one of them. Not as reinventing fries. Why did we do this? We could have just fried the potato. They're definitely softer in the center. This is kind of scary. So this is kind of what they look like before frying. Honestly, I think they kind of look like fries. I'm gonna cut them in half because I think this is just too big. Or is it perfect? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm actually gonna fry mine in olive oil, which is healthier. That's also the only oil I've got at home. Hopefully this works and it doesn't ruin it. Paper towel to drain them, and I don't know, like I'm gonna give it like 3 minutes per side. Should be sufficient, right? This is already cooked. Famous last words. Fingers crossed. So this is my very first batch. They kind of look like regular French fries, but like triple cooked or something. But they're not. There's cheese and there's all this delicious stuff in it. It wasn't the easiest job to fry them. I succeeded at most. I broke literally one of them. So this is kind of possible. I think the dough needed to be a little bit more frozen. So do that. Don't do what I did. I want the crispier one. This is the one I was eyeing the whole time. Listen to this. Wow, that is delicious. That is better than a French fry. All the work, it's 100% worth it. Like, I don't think you understand. I want the crispiest ones only. It's so good. You get the cheese and the potato in the center. I kind of love that I fried them in olive oil. There's like an earthiness to it. It's definitely crispier than a regular potato. That is the biggest difference. In the center is cheesy. It's almost like cheesy potatoes, but without having a cheese dip. Like, the cheese dip is within the potato, in the DNA. This is like a solid 10 out of 10 kind of snack. I really mean this. If you're willing to go through the effort of making this, which I honestly think you should, once you get to try this, your life will never be the same. This is better than a classic French fry. Who'd have thought? Okay, now I gotta finish frying the rest of this dough. It's gotta be done. This is really good. First thing I did was preheat my oven, and I've got some sugar here. This is 115 grams of sugar, I think. And to this I'm gonna add the butter, which I believe is 225. I don't have a good memory, but I do have a photographic memory, so I can remember stills and images, and they kind of stay in my head, but I will not remember your name unless I've seen it on a piece of paper. It's really weird to explain this. That's it. I'm gonna cream this together first. I mean, it's a 4-ingredient cookie recipe. This is 320 grams of flour, just regular plain flour. Normally I would do this in stages, maybe even sift the flour. Not with the 4-ingredient recipe. It has to stand the test of messiness. Okay, and that is essentially it. So if we squish this together, I am pretty certain this will form, yeah, cookie dough. It sounds like a shortbread. I don't think this is a cookie. It's more like a shortbread, but once we bake it, I'll find out. Yeah, it just sort of comes together. Look at this. Pretty incredible. In the video, I think they add the M&Ms all directly into the dough. I'm personally not gonna do this because mine are really chunky and I kind of want them just on top. So I'm gonna portion each cookie and then place the candy just on the top. It'll be the same. We're using the same amount, which I believe is, test my memory, 150 grams. Could be wrong about this one, but I think so. Looks pretty good. I believe in the video they use 1 tablespoon as a measuring unit per cookie. So 1 tablespoon of dough. Oh, this is not very easy to get out of here. I'm going to be honest, this is stupid. I am just going to eyeball this. So I'm going to make a tiny circle. I'm going to repeat this a couple times. So this recipe makes a lot of cookies. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 from here, and I probably have another 12 there. Which sounds insane. I am going to flatten them down a little bit, not too much. And the reason why I wanted to include this recipe, it's because I think you could turn this into a 4-ingredient chocolate chip cookie, a 4-ingredient brownie cookie. Any kind of flavor you can basically create from this if it works. So I just wanted to give you options. And by the way, this whole thing has taken me maybe 15 minutes so far, and most. And these are essentially ready to go in the oven. So pretty low effort. Now that we've got the cookies kind of rolled out, they really do look like shortbread. I'm gonna add the M&Ms, and these are brownie flavors, so this is gonna take this even to the next level. You see, because they're so big, I didn't want to do too many. I'm doing 3 on every single one, which I think is like the perfect amount. And this is my very last one. Let me press them in first, but I'm pretty happy with this. They look like very happy cookies, you know? Like every color in here. Kind of look professional. And for 4 ingredients and 15 minutes of my time, I'll take it. I think these bake for 10 to 12 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius or something like that. Everything's always in the description. I'll show you what the result is. So here we've got our 4-ingredient cookies. I'm not gonna lie, it's really impressive that these are 4 ingredients. The first thing I saw when I got these out of the oven is that looks like a Furby. When I was little, I wanted a Furby that had this exact same color combination, which I never got, so thank you for that. I baked these 5 more minutes. I could not get them to get any color. This kind of bakes like shortbread. You can see that it's fully cooked. It might even be slightly past, and it just does not get any color. But it doesn't mean that it's not gonna taste good, but it's more like a shortbread than a cookie. I think they look good, honestly. Let's give it a try. We're gonna go for this one. Okay, it kind of reminds me of pie crust. Not too sweet, light, amazing texture actually. It's not exactly a cookie, but it's also not exactly shortbread, so the closest thing is actually pie crust. If you love pie crust, these are pie crust cookies. I actually really like them. I think this would be amazing with a lemon curd on top. It's just, I feel like you need some acidity in here to make these really, really delicious. Honestly, I think it's worth trying out with other combinations. I'm not crazy with this combination, but I enjoy the texture of the cookie. It's good for 4 ingredients. It's not the best cookie recipe I've tried, but I wouldn't say it's bad. If you're making anything for kids, this is perfect. Like, they don't really care. It's got sugar and chocolate. They're like, I'll eat it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to slice my dates because nobody. Ted Bundy. So you basically just slice your dates. I mean, everyone has seen this at this point. Like, this is all over TikTok, and you kind of want to make like a healthy bark, basically. This takes a little bit longer than I was expecting. I'm not sure how big my bark will be. It does work though, so you know, it sticks flat, which is what I think is important. I have a little cup here to help me kind of squish this down, but I don't think it'll be necessary. I also don't think I'm going to be making a huge one. Just between you and me, I just don't think I have that kind of patience. I just realized that it's actually easier if you just use your hands, just squish it with your hands. You don't need anything else. You don't need a knife. You don't need any kind of tool. This is actually quite satisfying. Also, the more you squish it, the bigger it will be. Wow, I cannot believe I literally had the exact perfect amount for this. God really wants me to eat healthy. So we got our first layer in. Honestly, I kind of enjoy the process. I can't be a hater when I'm not a hater, you know? To this, I'm gonna add some crunchy peanut butter. Just because the lady said the crunch was really nice in it, I was like, wait, this might be better with crunchy peanut butter. And I just microwaved it for literally 10 seconds. And it does kind of work. So a good layer of peanut butter. And then, even though this is already crunchy, I want this to be 4 ingredients, so I want to add something else. Okay, that was kind of perfect and satisfying. Ooh, everything's sticky. Look at this. Nobody, Spider-Man. So I'm doing some honey roast peanuts, just because I think the sweetness will be nice, like the honey flavor with the dates. That sounds really nice. So I'm gonna do quite a lot. Mine's gonna be an extra crunchy bark. And last but not least, the 4th ingredient is some chocolate, which I believe the lady melted with some coconut oil. I don't think it's necessary. I wanna keep this 4 ingredients. I don't have the biggest amount of chocolate. I'm gonna make sure this is enough for the whole thing. So I'm gonna move quick. Okay, I think it'll be enough. I don't know how I'm gonna spread this so that this doesn't stick. I was kind of winging the measurements, but it worked out perfectly. So it looks pretty good. Last step is to just smooth out the chocolate. And I am aware that mine is gonna be a little bit on the thicker side and on the crunchier side too. This is fine with me. I mean, it looks pretty good. It really does. So I'm gonna put this in the freezer for at least 45 minutes. I think that'll be sufficient. It's just chocolate. And then I'm gonna break into it. Oh, it's gonna be good. This is not good. So here we've got our 4 ingredient bark fresh out of the freezer. And honestly, what really concerns me about this is whether this is going to peel off. This was in the freezer for a couple hours, so I'm not sure if it's going to be exactly crunchy, but it should. I mean, that's pretty good. You can just bite it like a psycho. Just like take a bite of it like a giant cookie. Do I break it with my hands? I feel like it's gonna go everywhere. I'll just break it randomly with a knife. Oh, never mind. This is so satisfying. Look at this. Ooh. But then the back is not exactly breaking, so you might need help from a knife. I do find this satisfying because you can just kind of throw it in the freezer and just hope for the best. It's like nature's millionaire shortbread. Let's give it a try. Wow. Oh wow, that is so creamy. The top consistency and flavor is creamy. It's the combination of peanut butter and dates. It makes it very soft and like, I don't know, kind of cozy tasting. The chocolate doesn't even do much here. It's just texture. Like the best flavor is a combination of peanut butter, peanuts, and dates. It's so good. No, this is not overhyped. This is for real. I'm gonna put this back in the freezer. It's honestly the best way of snacking because there's just no commitment, you know? You can just literally throw this in the freezer as it is and eat it whenever. Wherever. Actually, no, it might melt. If you live in a really warm climate, yeah, this is not ideal. You can take it from your door to your car. Trust me, I've lived in Florida. I know. It's possible, but no further than that. Let's be honest. This is really, really good. I 100% approve of this. Most of you probably already tried it. I was just late for it, but really liked it. Okay, first of all, I've been dying to use my air fryer and I was hoping that in one of these few ingredient recipes we get to do it, so here it is. This sounds kind of nice. I have one of these silicone baskets, so it's literally perfect for this. This has to work. Let's do the eggs first because this will be our base for all the other ingredients. I'm gonna do 5 eggs, even though in the video they did 7, but I think this will be like the perfect amount for breakfast with leftovers for one person. Okay, 5 eggs, which just about coats the bottom of the tray, which is perfect. Oh my god, no, I can't move this. How am I gonna move this to the air fryer? Next up, I'm gonna do the tomato. And I'm thinking of doing maybe something like this. I'm gonna cut it this way. Not the cutting police. Whenever I cut something, I just start to sweat uncontrollably. thinking of you guys' comments. If you ever think of pausing my video to leave a mean comment, trust me, I've already left a mean comment in my head as I was doing something. Wow, that sounds sad. It's the truth though. Some of them won't be as small, but it'll be fine. We did it! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With 10 fingers remaining. Okay, so I'm gonna add this to the eggs. Just gonna do the whole thing. Why not? Figure it out. Air fryer, figure this one out for me. I'm gonna do the spinach first because I want the cheese to kind of go toasty on top. This seems like a lot of spinach, but at this point we all know spinach, you know? So I'm gonna do this whole thing of spinach. I think you'll be fine. I think it will mix in and cook, hopefully. This seems like a lot of spinach now. Now I'm doubting my own game. It's fine. And a whole block of feta. Why am I making so much of this? Because I really believe that this is gonna work, you know? I should have mixed this a little bit. Oh my god, not the raw egg. Where are the eggs? No, this will be fine. This will be fine. It looks good. It looks like something you'd get in a restaurant in Italy. And minus the seasoning. Can we season this? I feel like that should be allowed. But anyways, this is kind of what it looks like. I mean, I can't show it to you right now. I'm gonna put it in the air fryer. I'm gonna say 10 minutes, maybe 12, and I'll show you the result. Hopefully this cooks. I'm doubting this at this stage. It's a lot of effort for eggs with no seasoning. Something interesting happened. It looks slightly overdone. Wait, this looks actually worse than it actually looks in real life. Wait, let me show you. I'll tell you what the problem was. The problem here was the eggs were raw in the bottom, but the cheese, because it was sitting on top, it got crunchy in the first 2 minutes. This was a stressful dish to make. But I'm not gonna lie, I think it worked perfectly. I think we could even slice this if we wanted. Look, it's still juicy, so it's not overly cooked. It's just crunchy on top. There's too much water. Is this even cooked? Interesting. Let me attempt to get a slice. I'm actually not sure if this is all the way cooked, but I'm gonna guess yes. Like, you see what I mean? Like, is it cooked? I think so. It's not the most appetizing dish. There's a lot of water from the tomatoes. I think tomatoes is not the move here. I don't know. Like, to me, it's not the most appetizing. You probably think this looks delicious if you've never eaten anything. Egg white is so... Ugh. No, I think this is honestly difficult to cook in the air fryer. It cooks in the edges, but the center is raw. You know what? It's not bad. I actually like the crunchy feta topping. It's actually kind of incredible, but that's literally it. The eggs, you know what? I kind of like it. I like it. What can I tell you? I love the feta cheese on top. And I kind of like the texture of the eggs. It's strangely wet, but delicious. I like it. It doesn't need salt and pepper. You get a giant piece of egg yolk. I love it. I really do love it. Wow, wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna say something crazy. I would have left it even a little bit longer because this feta cheese, this is texture heaven. Not this being one of my favorite things I've made in an air fryer. Also not this being one of the few things I've made in an air fryer. That probably explains it. So if you have recipes, keep them coming. And that was the 4-ingredient addition to this series. So if you like this, don't forget to give this video a like. The only reason why I've done one of these for 4 ingredients is because you guys spoke and you told me that you wanted to see it. So here I am, providing a service, serving, if you will. I hope you enjoyed this. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking the video, commenting, subscribing, switching the notifications on. I am grateful. And you make all of this possible. All the dishes that I'm gonna be doing, you make it worth it. So, thank you. I love you and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.